Hey everybody, Roman versus with the Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
Bronson Reed's illegitimate cousin who was sent to the other part of Australia, and Roman Reigns doesn't know I'm Samoan. It's the boy Harm.
Okay, I hate you.
Listen, Roman was so surprised to hear that Bronson Reed was
He
Samoan
really
last
was.
night.
He was like, "Wait, you're Samoan?"
Like this man has a dictionary and an encyclopedia of every single Samoan wrestler in the world. Uh, Raw, Raw was Raw was solid.
Mm-hmm.
I preferred. Ooh, Mahiko's on the floor. I prefer my bad. uh, I prefer the talking segments on Raw more than any of the wrestling last night, which is crazy because there was one match I really, really loved, and I don't think you're gonna know what it was. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into it. Show kicks off with Roman Reigns coming out to the crowd in Birmingham, England,
Mm-hmm.
not Alabama. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Birmingham, England, and I love this version of Roman Reigns because he's finally being introspective of his character. There's finally growth,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks about uh, his everything he's lost.
Mm-hmm.
That he doesn't mention it, but it's a lot of what Paul Heyman has said in the past. He's a man with no island. He's a chief with no tribe right now.
He didn't say Paul Heyman, but he did say Cody. He said Cody called it.
No, but Heyman has said that before about Roman. You're a man with no island. You're a chief with no tribe. You cannot call yourself this anymore because
Mm-hmm.
everyone's turned their back on you. But he did bring up Cody and how it all started at WrestleMania 40 and how he lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cody took the championship from him at WrestleMania 40, and Seth's group, the Vision, continued what Cody had started. So Cody starts taking Cody takes the championship away from him at 40. He wins the Ula follow back at January this year by beating Solo, and then Seth and Heyman take everything else away from him. He takes his wise man. The rest of his group obviously already has abandoned him, whether it be Jay or Sammy or anybody else. So he doesn't know where he's going to be. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know who he is anymore. Is what he says. He's not the same guy he was when he was head of the bloodline, but he can be, and he's going to try to get back to that. So when he says that, um, he's interrupted by Heyman and the tribal thief, the owner of the Shula Fala, Bronson Reed.
Mm-hmm.
This was an effective segment. I'm going to continue on a second. This was an effective segment, but I just felt like it was too long. That's my one takeaway from the segment. It was very
Well, it was a very super long entrance to
long.
start it. That
Yeah,
adds mad time to it. But
it
yeah,
was 10 minutes before Roman said a word into the
yeah.
show. I was like, what is happening? Uh, so they get to the top of the ramp, and we talked about before, or I mentioned it before, and really doesn't kick off until Bronson Reed gets the microphone, and Heyman does Bronson Reed. He's the gonna beat your ass. The Heyman stuff. He's playing with the crowd too, restarting his own entrance a couple times because the
Mm-hmm.
crowd. But Bronson Reed gets on the mic. He goes, Roman, your tribe, your Samoan tribe was assimilated.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was, I forgot the word he used, but mine was sent to the worst parts of Australia because we were too dangerous. Your tattoos are all bought and paid for. Mine were earned. Which is a great line, a great point, because if you ever know anything about American history and other histories, Australia at once in the world was the part of the world where people sent their most dangerous criminals, and because they didn't want them on their land, kind of what our president said they wanted to do with our criminals. But Australia was a place where people sent their most dangerous criminals at one point. So that's a great little tidbit of history Bronson Reed dropped. And then Roman looks at him. He goes, "This guy's Samoan. If you're Samoan, that means you belong to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to come down, return my shoes, and maybe
Apologize to everybody.
apologize to everybody. Maybe I won't beat your ass. So Bronson gets pissed. He starts to talk, and then Roman goes, "No, no, no, Heyman, tell him he needs to kiss my ass before I something, and I need to before I kick his ass this Sunday, something like that." So Bronson gets on the ring. They start brawling. They brawl inside the ring. They brawl outside the ring. They eventually get back to the ring. A bunch of security guards try to separate them. Bronson does a big splash in the corner onto like 4 or 5 security guards while Roman is there. Tries to steal his Jordan 4s that he had on last night, and Roman's like, no, 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 no. These
Not
are
today. Yeah.
but I can see these are $1,500 kicks. You ain't taking these. Um,
Kicked him in the
so
face.
kicked him in the face. Eventually, Bronson goes for a tsunami. Roman gets up. Superman punches him, and they fight all the way to the back. And that's how Raw kicks off and starts. It's fine segment. You need to do something. I like the fact that Bronson Reed is wrestling against an actual main eventer because they need to do something with the rest of that mid card guys. I would love to see Bronson Reed win on Sunday because Roman doesn't need it, and you make more guys. But he's not beating Roman Reigns. That's not going to be a thing. But yeah, that was other than the long...
He better the hell not be Roman. I just want to put that out.
Why not? Bronson Reed, before he got hurt, had a triple threat match. No, it's not right.
Because nobody wants to see it. That's why. Nobody wants to see it.
He had 3 matches against Seth Rollins last year that elevated him to a point where he could destroy people. Yeah. He won one of those 3 matches. Then he destroyed Ricochet. Then he destroyed Braun Strowman. Then he destroyed somebody else, some other giant. All before he got hurt at War Games. This man's ascent last year was going super far up. We need to restart the ascent for him. He can talk. I was surprised at how well he handled himself on the mic last night too.
I wasn't. He's shown us that.
Yeah, but he can be really good, and we need new guys. Like, it can't all be just Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, and Carmelo Hayes moving the company forward when this old guard goes away. You need other guys. And there's not much in NXT right now. I mean, there's a couple, but there's not much as far as NXT male superstars who you can feasibly say is going to be the future of the company. They have plenty of women superstars in NXT, but not males. So they need to start building these guys and having them actually get wins over the quartet or 40-something-year-old superstars they have right now.
Better not happen Sunday.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
So then we got our first match of the night. Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough. This was my match of the night. These guys tore the house down. They were fantastic. Every time we talk about how Dragon Lee doesn't get wins, he got the win. But
finally,
I say this all the time.
Shockingly,
it's over JD McDonough. He's the guy who doesn't get wins. He's got a championship, but he doesn't get wins. It doesn't make any sense. JD McDonough, every time you put him in the ring, star. He's amazing in between those ropes. This was fantastic. They had a lot of really good spots. That power bomb that JD took from Dragon Lee was rough. This was really good. I wish we would have gotten a clean finish here, just because now you're really elevating people. But towards the end of the match, you had Dom. So Finn gets kicked out early in the match because he's ringside. He tries to interject himself in the match, and Jessica Clark catches him. So she kicks him out from ringside. Towards the end of the match, as Dragon Lee is getting momentum, Dominic Mysterio comes out to try to help JD McDonough, and AJ Styles comes and attacks Dom, and they fight from ringside. Dragon Lee eventually hits it's in New Japan, it's called a Destino. It's Naito's finishing move. It's like you flip over your opponent's arm into a reverse DDT. and he uses that for the win. But this was a fun match. These two guys, for guys who never get wins or never highlighted on Monday Night Raw, to go out there and have a 15-minute match that was super entertaining. That's what I love about wrestling. That was great. Unfortunately we had the shenanigans, but this was a great match. You got nothing?
It was okay. I thought it was okay.
No.
I didn't think I'm not intrigued by any JD McDonough match like that. And when I
love JD
see
McDonough.
Dragon Lee on my screen, I'm just like, what is the point?
I love
Because
JD
frankly,
McDonough.
what is the point? Even if he wins this match, what does that mean? Absolutely nothing. You threw it away.
No, this match was about getting to the segment, which would get you to Finn Balor versus AJ Styles later. That's what this match was.
And how does JD winning change that?
If JD wins, Dom doesn't go to Finn later in
Nope,
the
not
show
true.
and say,
The only reason that happens is because AJ came and beat the crap out of Dom. If JD wins, he's still going to say, hey, I have an AJ Styles problem.
understandable, but he won't be pissed off at Finn, because the reason being pissed off at Finn was you're supposed to have JD's back. JD lost because you got yourself thrown out from ringside. If JD ends up winning that match, there's no reason to be pissed at Finn for getting pissed off at ringside. You can still say
He'll still be he won't be pissed off about him getting kicked out or whatever, but he'll still be pissed about the AJ, which is the whole entire reason we had this segment, was to get to that for later on in the show. It changes nothing. It changes nothing, and it does nothing for Dragon Lee because they're not going to push this man. The future of Luchador. Stop it.
I just thought it was a great match, man.
I didn't say I understand what you're saying, but that's why I was saying it can't be great to me because neither one of these gentlemen are doing anything. So it was okay. It was a solid match. It was entertaining, like you said. But I'm not gonna get super excited for something that leads to nothing.
Sometimes you just gotta shut the brain off and watch wrestling for wrestling, and that's what that was.
I guess.
All right. I want to talk about a match that leads to nothing. We had Penta versus Kofi Kingston in the next segment.
I don't understand the booking decision on this one, but okay.
Yeah, Kofi gets the win. Why?
I don't know.
So, this was fine. Penta's a really good wrestler. Kofi's a former world champion. Kofi needs to face off against Penta because they're in a feud over Xavier Woods' hat still. don't know what's happening with this feud. Grayson Waller is trying to become a member of the New Day. Xavier Woods came out looking like a character from the Christmas Tale with Ebenezer Scrooge. That's what I thought when I saw the hat.
Okay.
They're trying to get. They have a petition. They're trying to get fans to sign so that way the Canadian Destroyer can be
Mexican Destroyer in this case.
Whatever. Same. The Mexican Destroyer can be banned during Penta matches. Spoiler alert, it's a pile driver. It should be banned anyway. WWE doesn't allow pile drivers. Anyways, but because we have a flip in it, it's fine.
Yes.
It doesn't make no sense. Towards the end, Kofi shenanigans again, back-to-back match with shenanigans where the heels are getting involved. Penta goes for one of his kicks. Kofi reverses. Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise and gets the 3 count. And Grayson Waller carries Xavier Woods to the back like a baby. That's all. That's it. That's all we got. They had a segment in between commercials later in the show that I went and got water for. I have no idea. They were cheering because Kofi beat Penta. Like, I got...
That's literally what the segment was, though.
This is my lull of the show, and it sucks because you have a former world champion and a former multi-time tag champion and whatever else accolades Kofi Kingston has. Going to be a 2-time Hall of Famer as a single star and and as a member of the New Day. They're gonna put him in as both. But yet, and you have Penta, who is one of your shiny new toys, and yet this was a match you could feel like you could skip. Like, I don't know what they're doing over there with some of these guys.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it was just a waste of time. This whole feud is a waste of time. This is one of those, we have nothing to do with them. Let's just put them together.
Yeah.
And the best we could do is come up with an angle about a hat.
Yeah.
And what does this win do for Kofi?
Absolutely nothing.
And what does this loss
Zero.
do for Penta?
Absolutely nothing.
I was gonna say it just continues to unshine him. Because
Well,
he's either not getting used or he's losing.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen with Penta is when this feud is over, you're just gonna slot him into something else that you actually want to do with him, and you're just gonna bring him back up.
Yeah.
This doesn't drop him so far down that it's.
I don't think so far down.
That it's unrepairable.
Yeah, I don't think that, but I'm just saying, like, you're doing nothing but rubbing off the shine.
Yeah. All right. So before we move on to the segment I really didn't like while watching it, but then rethinking about it, it was fine. It wasn't great. Let's talk about some of these promos and vignettes we had last night. So we had dueling vignettes between Rusev and Sheamus. So Rusev had one early in the show where he talks about how he was brought up and built up as a monster and a fighter, and then he was released, which I thought was a subtle jab at Vince McMahon when he said that. When he's like, I was brought up as this guy, I was killing everybody, and then I was just released, and now I'm back. I'm going to beat down anybody I want. I'm back to being who I want to be, and Sheamus, you brought out a monster in me that I haven't seen in a long time. So that was Rusev's promo. Sheamus's promo later in the show, and both these promos were shot beautifully. I think the cinematography and what they do with it's great. Especially the Sheamus one was good. Sheamus's promo was, Rusev, you came back and you're supposed to be this monster, this bully, but all you do is fight people who are smaller than you. And I stepped up to you, and I'm the one who brought back the guy I remember. The Bulgarian brute, the fighter, the Bulgarian badass. I'm the one who brought that out of you.
Otis is not smaller than him. I just want to point that out. But yes.
You're right. But Tozawa was the one that they kept showing. Sheamus is like, I'm the one who brought that out of you, so you need to be thanking me, because now I can finally remember seeing who you actually are. And we've had three matches, and it's been banger after banger after banger. But this Sunday, we don't have a match. We have a good old-fashioned Donnybrook fight. And that's basically it. So they're hyping up this no disqualification match between Sheamus and Rusev, which should be a lot of fun. Like, I know we're tired of this. It's been like 7 weeks of the same thing. These two guys are fighting each other. But hopefully this is the blow-off, and hopefully Rusev gets over on Sheamus and wins this match on Sunday.
Hopefully.
Because I can't do more of this. This has been, it's fun to see them two big guys beat each other down every once in a while, but they're doing it every week. The last couple of weeks, they haven't even touched each other. They've just been in the backstage yelling at each other while security is holding them back. Like, please.
Now, my question to you is, what do you do with Rusev?
I do Rusev and Penta. We had this conversation. You go directly into Rusev and Penta. You have Rusev come out and attack him, and then you can have matches in Rusev and Penta, and it could,
and do that for 7 weeks.
I was gonna say you can have 2 or 3 matches between the two of them, and the third one going into one of your B-level pay-per-views, or WWE will create another pay-per-view just like they did next month. You want to do your B-level pay-per-views, you have it be the number 1 contendership for Dom Mysterio's Intercontinental Championship, and then you can do Dominic Mysterio versus Penta again, or Dom Mysterio versus Rusev. You can do something with them where it leads to something, and not just a feud because we have nothing for you guys to do. So you're gonna fight this guy, then you're gonna fight this guy. But where's the elevation? If you're gonna come out of a feud on top, I want to see you get elevated up the card. So you do Rusev and Penta, I think, going after Rusev and Sheamus, which I think could be a really fun match.
Mm-hmm.
What really fun series.
Where the hell's Ray Phoenix?
He's on SmackDown with
Yeah, but they haven't shown him in weeks.
Yeah, ever I think the last time they were on TV was it the TLC match at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're out at a bar drinking tequila with the other tag team champion Mexicans who are. I'm just saying, Los Garza, Ray Phoenix, and Andrade, like they're not using any of them. Like, I don't understand it. So we also got a backstage segment. We'll talk about that. Going into, we had the backstage segment with the Judgment Day. We actually had two backstage segments with the Judgment Day. One was before the JD McDonough match, where Finn and Dom are talking, and then Raquel is trying to hype up Roxanne. Oh, that was after the match.
I think it was after the match.
Okay. Well, JD comes in, and no, it was before the match because Finn goes and looks at JD. And he goes, "Where's Dom?" And Dom's standing on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And they're just arguing, and Raquel goes, "Guys, don't argue. This is not what Liv would want." By the way she said that again sounds like Liv is dead. Like every time she goes, "This is not what Liv would want," sounds like Liv died. like she needs a better inflection on that. And then she looks at Raquel and she goes, "You need to refocus because Raquel has a match against Rhea." The show. Roxanne has a match. Too many R's. You got Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez. There's too many R's. Oh God. Roxanne has a match against Rhea later in the show. Raquel's hyping her up. We also got the Bayley segment, which I want to talk about. This was, for a segment, was my highlight of the night. I thought they did this great. So Bayley has been doing this. I'm not sure of who I am in the last couple weeks. This is, I think, the third one. And this one, they really beat you over the head with the dichotomy of Bayley's two successes. When she was Hugger Bayley, NXT Bayley, with the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing Superman and the side ponytail and winning the championships, and Ding Dong Hello, I'm a Karen Bayley. And as she's going through this promo, actually started off really good because you could see how it was like almost, I don't know, how do you call it, not dystopian, but what's that, Sequoia, that when almost all of the color is taken out.
Yeah.
And then once she gets out of her mind, the color comes back into screen. So it actually was a really interesting cinematography choice. And then it's Angel and Demon as well. So you have the one side of her head telling her, "Be me. We had all of this success, and we're the one who brought you to WrestleMania the first time and won you all your championships." And then you have the other one saying, "No, don't listen to this stupid idiot. We're the one who had 2 championships at one time with your best friend when you were the women's champion and the tag team championship at the same time." And she's fighting between the two of them. And she doesn't know where to fall. It's going to be really interesting to see what her character comes out of is. And I was listening to Going to Raw yesterday, and they were saying that they think that she's going to be some version of a dark version of Hugger Bayley, which I don't know how that would work. Like I'm gonna come back out and I'm gonna be Hugger Bayley, but I'm gonna be destroying people. But this is really interesting. And then immediately coming out of that, they went to Lyra Valkyria having an interview segment or talking to Adam Pearce and saying, "I'm telling you, somebody's got to call Bayley. She's not okay."
Which she can't do herself. Would piss me off. It just pissed me off.
I think she wants somebody of authority to call Bayley because she still feels like Bayley's not my friend, but she feels responsible and she doesn't want to double down. So that's what I took from it.
Whatever. She needs to go straight after Lyra and take her out.
We don't need any more of that.
I do.
Like we,
I do. I need this new version of Bailey to take her out. That's what I said. I didn't say 17 matches of the same crap. I said they need to just take her out. That's it. She goes after her. It's not even doesn't even need to be a match. Be a backstage attack and that's it. And then take her off television and throw her ass back in NXT. That's what I need. I'm tired of that girl. I'm tired of that girl. I'm sorry. That gimmick is so salty to me. And she hasn't even been coming out. She hasn't been
she
wrestling
hasn't been in a match.
in who knows how long. And it's still such a bad taste in my mouth.
SummerSlam.
You heard what
that was
I
the
said.
last match.
You heard what I said.
Yeah. We had one more. Oh, let's talk about Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. We didn't talk about it after the segment yesterday, but this was a fantastic segment for Roman Reigns. And we talk about him being introspective, right? So Jay's back there and he's talking to somebody. He's not, and whoever he's talking to is off camera, and he's almost doing like a crisis of confidence. Like, should I have their backs? Should I not have their backs? What should I do? And it pans over to Roman, and Roman says, first thing he said was, "You can never trust CM Punk. You can never trust CM Punk. But this is what you need to do. You need to go out there and be your own man. You need to punch somebody in the face. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. That's what I would do. That's what this. And he goes, this is your time, and you need to go out there and you need to win that championship, your championship. You need to bring it back to the family." And there was a little thing at the end that we didn't touch on. Roman says yeet.
Mm-hmm.
When Roman says yeet, so how do I explain it? Because I was thinking about it when I was waking up. This segment, to me, is Roman passing the torch.
Okay.
This is literally because Roman is a man with a tribe with a chief with no tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Jay was always his right hand man.
Mm-hmm.
Jay was always the guy who wanted to be the next tribal chief, wanted to lead the family. Roman looking at Jay and finally giving Jay the props and saying, "You're on this level now. You can stand on your 2 feet. You don't need me anymore."
Mm-hmm.
Is Roman acknowledging to Jay,
Mm-hmm.
"I'm no longer the head of my table. This is going to be you moving forward."
I didn't take it like that, and only because if you paid attention to the other segment, he was saying maybe he can get back to where he was.
I think he meant mentally because he's so messed up by the betrayals of everybody and now by Paul Heyman that he doesn't know who he is, and he can get back to who he is mentally. I think the introspective of this is as close to Roman's going to get to acknowledging he messed Jay up for those 4 years, and Jay is finally in a spot that is equivalent, maybe not, but equivalent to where Roman is. That's the way I took it. He's acknowledging Jay's greatness. He's acknowledging Jay's where Jay is and how Jay can be the one moving forward. So when he daps him up and he says yeet, Roman has never said yeet on screen. Roman has said yeet. I've never heard Roman say yeet.
He said yeet and he's yeeted, like in the crowd fully. What is it?
I don't remember this.
How you block it out?
But that's the way I took this. This was as close as you're gonna get to Roman acknowledging and putting the Ula follow on Jay, which is why Jay at the end of the show does what Jay does, which we'll get into later, because he takes what Roman says to heart and he's like, "Yep, time to stand on my own and screw all the rest of these guys." That was a great segment. I thought it was great. The introspectiveness of Roman Reigns to understand he's not the guy and he needs to change for everybody else is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all of the backstage segments we have to get to. So let's get back into the show. Becky Lynch segment with... Oh, no, there is one more backstage segment, but we can't talk about that until after the Rhea match. We'll do that, and you're going to lead that one off. Mm-hmm. Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Becky is so good as a heel. So Becky comes out, and again, it's similar to what she did on Friday in whatever city they were in Friday. It doesn't matter. They were in Ireland in Friday, Dublin.
Mm.
So they're in England today, and she says this is the city where I had my first WWE tryout, and the crowd cheers. And she goes, and it was a dump then, and it was a dump now. Immediately flipping and becoming
Yep.
flipping the crowd on her. And so she runs down the crowd for a while, and Nikki Bella comes out, and I understand what they were trying to do with Nikki Bella because the last time they were in the ring together, not last week when Nikki beat her up, but the last time they went verbally face to face, Becky got the one up on her
Mm-hmm.
using the John Cena line and everything. So this had to be Nikki's time to one up her. I just feel like Nikki's way of delivering promos is, I don't want to say antiquated, but it comes off very forced, like she doesn't know what she's doing. Becky is very natural and can ad lib things in and out,
Mm.
and Nikki can't. So she comes out and she says, Becky, if you
So I'm gonna agree and disagree.
okay,
So I think you had it right yesterday when you said she had nothing to say.
mm-hmm.
I agree. She has nothing to say. I don't think it's her promo work because I think Nikki Bella has always been solid on the mic. I think she's able to deliver a promo, but the issue is there really is nothing to say. There's no real reason for this feud. There's no personal vendetta or anything like that. Nikki's just here for a limited time to help put over Becky,
Mm-hmm.
realistically, which Becky doesn't even need to be, put over by anybody. But
She's the
again,
greatest of all time. It's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated says
here we go. But you
it.
understand? So there's no real beef here. There's no real issues. That's why I feel that Nikki's promos come off so bland because if there was actually something there, she could say something. Her stuff sounded last night like she was just setting up Becky to say what she had to say. That's pretty much all she said. There's nothing for her here. There's no reason for this match. That's what the problem is.
Yeah. So Nikki comes out. The first promo, the only thing she said was, "I'm a Hall of Famer and I want to add the Intercontinental Championship to
That
my
makes
resume."
sense. The rest of
That
it
was
doesn't.
that was the only thing she said. And then we had Becky attack her the 1 week, punch her in the face. We had Becky attack her friend, and this is the thing: she doesn't even bring up the fact that you attacked her best friend, Nikki. During your promo, you could have said you attacked Natty,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who I love,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's been my friend for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that up. Give
Something.
me a reason.
Yeah.
She doesn't bring that up at all. Like, but Nikki comes out and she goes, "If you want to be why are you saying you're a dog when you're really just sounding like a bitch?" Is what she said to
Yeah.
her, and that was the first time Becky's mouth dropped. Then she gets in the ring, and like I said yesterday, she was just a lot of the things Becky was saying in her previous promos. Nikki was trying to turn back on her as turn back on from a baby face spin, and she calls Becky Charlotte Flair's little sidekick from years ago, and she never wanted to face Nikki Bella, which is not true. Becky just was not pushed under Vince McMahon like that early on. But Becky and bringing up Charlotte Flair to Becky is like bringing up John Cena to to Nikki Bella. Becky hates the comparison of Charlotte Flair in real life. Like they've reconciled, but they've had their issues because of they both
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be the best. Um, she says, "You may be a champion, but you're also another C word." And the crowd gasps. And she goes, "Yes, you're a coward." And Becky's like, and Becky's great. This is what I mean by ad libbing. Becky's like, "Oh, a coward? That's a worse C word than I thought you were calling me," which made me laugh. She goes, "You know what? You want a match for this championship? I'll do it. But it's gonna be in Paris because I'm not wrestling in Birmingham." So that's fine. And so Becky goes to attack, and this is where I think it went off the rails for you. They seemingly had no chemistry trying to get in and out of those moves. like
They need to do something before this match. They need to work together. They need to get it right because no, no, no. The ring
So
rust was real. The chemistry is not there. It was bad. And it
so
was like
Becky
20 seconds of fighting and it was terrible.
Becky goes for a punch, she misses. Nikki goes for something, she misses. Becky tries to lock in the manhandle slam. She seemingly didn't have it on correctly, or Nikki didn't have her shoulder in the right place or something. So Becky held her there for like 5 seconds. Nikki got out of it. She tries to go for the rack attack. She can't get Becky up on her shoulder. Like this was really bad. And then Becky scurries away. At one point, Nikki does snatch the title off of Becky's shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
which you don't do. You don't. First of all, you don't touch the title when it's not yours. We talked about this many times, and you don't snatch somebody else's property. Like you snatch. Like Becky should have cracked her as soon
Mm-hmm.
as that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So she
But she
snatched.
was
That was
little sistering her. That's why.
yeah, yeah. This is the thing. It's like the story doesn't make sense. Nikki's like, I'm the Hall of Famer. I'm always gonna be above you. Becky's accolades in her career outshine Nikki's accolades in her career, even if Becky is still going. Becky is the first woman to main event the WrestleMania and win the main event the WrestleMania. Becky is one of the first Grand Slam champions. Becky has held every title. She's the little sistering either the greatest or the second greatest women's wrestler of all time. Does not make any goddamn sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like no.
It was the promo was fine. Everything right after the promo just set me off. I was just like, this doesn't make any sort of sense. I don't know what's happening here. And again, if it wasn't bad enough that we were already like, Becky's going to win, there's no way that
There's
Nikki
no
beats her
shot.
or whatever. But then she hit the tropes of what we always say, and that's touching the title. Like, you just solidified it for us.
Multiple
Twice.
times. Multiple
Twice. Because she grabs it, and then she picked it up. What are you doing? And then she threw it. And then she threw the title. Like, you just told us right there you're not winning, and there's no point in me watching that match. I have to, but there's no point in me watching that match. We already know what's going to happen. And you can't, if this is the level of wrestling we're going to get for this match, it cannot be more than 5 minutes. Because I will lose it. I will lose it. They better get into the Performance Center, and they better work on their chemistry.
What time is Clash of Paris? Is at 2:00 on Sunday Eastern?
Huh?
Clash of Paris is at 2:00 Eastern on Sunday at 3:00. Either way, I'm missing the start of the show because I don't get out of work till 3, so I'm gonna be watching it on a delay. But I'm just saying, this is just Clash of Paris card is not very good, and I think again because of the Naomi pregnancy,
it threw off a lot of different things. But that being said, they had the segment, that's another one we missed. The Stephanie Verker when he.
I was gonna bring that up during the EO segment because what I want to talk about with EO, besides the fact that it leads into my eventual crash out for that, because that whole I understand the story they're telling because we're gonna get into that match next, Rhea versus Roxanne right now. I understand the story they're telling with Rhea and EO, but again, EO never got the title match she was promised, and then we're ignoring it just for this Rhea EO segment. Okay, so we'll tell you that in a minute. Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez. These two women, put them in any gym, any arena in the world, this match is going to be great. This was fun. This was fantastic. Roxanne, I tell you this all the time, she is a star in the making in the future. Rhea obviously is already a star. Roxanne has everything to be a future superstar in the head of this division for a long, long time. She comes off, even though she's smaller than Rhea, her presence as a worker in the ring is incredible, especially as a heel. She wrestles differently. She wrestles very tacticianally in the ring. She was attacking Rhea's legs the entire time. She knows how to play to cameras. She knows how to make herself look bigger, where even though she's tiny and against Rhea, who's huge, I never once in this match felt bad for the smaller person. And it's very hard to do when you're the small person to make somebody forget she's undersized versus her opponent.
Mm.
And I thought they did a fantastic job in this match. I thought we were gonna get an Asuka run in on this match because of everything that's happened. So before this match, that's the one I missed the first Rhea Io segment. I was going to talk about the second one. The first Rhea Io segment. Rhea and Io are in the back and they're talking and Io tells Rhea, "I respect you. You're my friend, but Asuka and Kairi are like my family. So we need to go our separate ways, and we need to stay out of each other's business." And Rhea says, "I understand if this is what you feel you need to do. I'll listen. I'll oblige." All while the Kabuki Warriors are watching them from behind, from very far behind, but you can see Asuka and Kairi kind of arguing in the background, and it culminates with Io thanking Rhea, and she gives her a hug. And as soon as she gives her a hug, Asuka in the back, talk about a crash out. Asuka in the back goes crazy, loses it in the back. So that leads into this match. Fantastic match. Rhea eventually gets the win. She hits Roxanne with the Riptide. Raquel and Roxanne beat down Rhea. And here, out of the window, we're going to throw everything we spoke about earlier in the show out the window about staying out of each other's crap. Io Sky comes and makes the save.
Yep.
And the two of them fight off the heels, and they're very affectionate and huggy in the ring. Even in the ring, like Rhea, I understand she's selling the beatdown, but she's leaning on Io. She's smiling. She's doing everything, right? So we get the backstage segment later where they're talking, and I'm gonna let you take it from here because I'm gonna.
No, just give us the description, and then I'll break down what it looks like.
Okay.
Just give us the play-by-play.
So Rhea and Io are talking, and Rhea's still selling the injuries, and Asuka comes up, and she starts yelling. And I swear, and I understand English is not the first language for any of these women. I need subtitles for all of these segments because they transition from Japanese to English so much. The three of them, well, not Kairi because she doesn't say anything this way, but the two of them, I lose it. But Asuka's going crazy. Asuka's yelling at Rhea. Eventually, Rhea walks away, and Asuka's just yelling. And Asuka has a conversation with Io and tells her, "Rhea is not your friend. We are your friends." Or no, Rhea's not your family. We are your family. And I'm telling you right now, Io, you need to stop speaking to Rhea Ripley. And so then she walks away, and Io just looks at Kairi, and again, Kairi's just like, "I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna fight her on this. I understand this is your friend, but I'm not going to fight Asuka on this." So that was the backstage segment. Take it away.
So essentially, what it comes across to us.
Don't get us banned.
I'm not. So the way it comes across to us is Asuka's mommy, and basically she does not approve of Io Sky and her love interest, Rhea Ripley. And Kairi Sane is the sister, the little sister, who's caught between mommy and her sister and approving of her love, essentially. That's essentially what it is. It kind of comes off as Romeo and Juliet, so to speak.
Okay.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. That's a good analogy.
I personally dig it. I think it's intriguing.
The story is fine.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But the only thing that's throwing me off is like when they came back to the
It's the
backstage
eyes.
segment.
They had sparkles in their eyes.
Yes, they had sparkles in their eyes. It's the fact that she's like holding her knee, and then Io's like, "Oh, what's the matter?" Like it was just way too much.
Mm-hmm.
It was way too much.
I thought about this last night. In a different way,
Mm.
Rhea Ripley is Dominic Mysterio in Io Sky.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, Rhea Ripley took Dominic Mysterio away from Edge and away from
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, and she manipulated him to the point where Dom fell in love with Rhea and became part of the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
In a different way, she's not doing Stockholm syndrome and beating EO down every single week, but she's using her her natural charm, because Rhea is that way, her natural charm to steal Io Sky away from the Kabuki Warriors and her family to me.
One could
That's why I took
one could just say that Rhea Ripley is a homewrecker.
you can go that route.
Because this is now the second time she's destroying a family to get what she wants.
Yeah, it was weird. And here's my problem. And I spoke about this before we did the match. Io Sky was guaranteed a championship match against Naomi 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Before Naomi told anybody she was pregnant.
Mm.
That match never happened. Obviously, Naomi's pregnant. You can't have the match, even though she wrestled pregnant at SummerSlam. But she was only like 3 weeks pregnant at that time, so you probably can't do any damage to a fetus at that point.
But that's also if she knew. She might not have known at that time.
No, she might not have known. But by the time she knew she was 5 weeks pregnant, they're not going to actually allow her to get into the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that leads into Io's motivation should be, I need to go speak to Adam Pearce and see when my championship match is coming.
Yeah.
Or there's a vacant WWE Women's Championship right now.
This is less about that. I feel it's more damage to Adam Pearce. Not that his character matters, but it's just the fact that you have that was supposed to go down, and then you have Stephanie Vaquer,
which I was going to get to right now,
which is supposed to happen at Clash. It's such an easy math problem where you take this was supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen. Let's just make it happen. And no, he's like, yeah, we need to take several weeks and we need to figure out your opponent and blah blah. I don't want to hear that. I don't care. I don't care. It's stupid.
Instead of giving me a made-up match, or you could put 6 matches on the card at Paris, but instead of giving me Sheamus and Rusev, which doesn't need to be on Clash of Paris, that could be next week on Raw. Mm-hmm. You could have given me Io versus Stephanie for the Women's World Championship on Sunday.
Before you even continue, I was going to say it doesn't need to be on Raw either. It could be on Velocity or something like that. I don't need to see that. That could be a YouTube short. I don't care.
You're so disrespectful. But you could have given me Io and Stephanie on Saturday for the Women's World title. You could have still kept doing the same Io Rhea story. You didn't have to take that away.
Yeah.
And you would have had shenanigans in the match. Maybe that's when you officially turned Rhea. Asuka, thank you. Jesus Christ. That's when you officially turned Asuka heel. She costs Io the championship at Clash in Paris. Stephanie wins. And then you have the Asuka Io feud moving forward. And then you have Rhea.
And that could potentially be really good because due to this story, how they have it going, they could prolong that. Like Io could be, even though she costs her the match, she could be reluctant to go against Asuka.
You could do it that way, but I was gonna go. You can have the Asuka Io feud, and then she immediately is outnumbered 2v1 against the Kabuki Warriors, and then you just had Rhea say, "I'm gonna stay out of your business," and then she's reluctant to help Io, even though she's my friend, because I told you I'm gonna stay out of your business.
Yeah.
That could have been a story in itself, but it's predicated on putting the match on a Clash in Paris. I don't know why you need another week to figure out who's going to face Stephanie Vaquer for the championship. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Triple H can't book women. Like, I can't.
Essentially, right?
That's what it's coming down to looking like sometimes. All right. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
Oh my god.
So, the history between these guys is palpable. Two former leaders of the Bullet Club. This was a fun match. These two guys have great chemistry. AJ gets the win clean over Finn because earlier in the show, JD says to Finn, "Do you want me at ringside?" He goes, "No, I got this." But this was a fun match. Again, this was predicated by Finn needing to take care of Dominic Mysterio's AJ Styles problem. He did not. AJ gets the win. I just like seeing these two guys go. This could be a main event on any show, any company in the world, because these two guys, even if they're both in their 40s now, AJ's almost 50, they can still wrestle.
Yeah.
This was a really fun match. I don't like that WWE threw it away on a Raw just randomly.
That's what they were even mentioning. They were even mentioning that on commentary. They were like, "These are two guys who are former champions, two guys who always put on banger matches, and you're getting it on a Raw of all days."
Yeah.
Like that could have easily been a pay-per-view match.
Absolutely. And it's to get to Dom and AJ next week on Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. So after that, hold on, I got to sneeze button.
I'm mad he said sneeze button, and then and it's still not coming.
It didn't come out. Okay. Like instead of a cough button, a sneeze button. Just
yeah, but it was funny too because it looked like you were doing the Jey Uso running it back.
No, I'm trying to tell you to keep going with the story.
Nah.
Oh God, it just went away. Okay. All right. So after the match, AJ Styles wins with a Styles Clash. By the way, after the match, you have the Judgment Day walk up to Adam Pearce,
which I love his reaction.
Finn is in the back selling his injuries while Dom is talking to Pearce, and Dom's like, "I have an AJ Styles problem. He cost JD his match tonight. He cost me my AAA Mega Championship at Worlds Collide. No, it's a Triple Mania. I'm sorry, the other show, just Triple Mania. Something needs to be done." And Adam Pearce goes, "You're right. I agree. Something does need to be done. But this is what we're going to do. Next week on Raw, we're going to get Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles." And Finn just immediately starts cracking up behind them. And it's going to be for the Intercontinental Championship.
It's for Raw?
Yeah, it's next week on Raw.
Okay.
So yes, they made two matches. They made not Sheamus Russo. They made that, and then they made whatever they're going to do with Stephanie. So yeah, so we're going to get Dom versus AJ. That would probably be main event Raw next week for the Intercontinental Championship. It should be a fun match. Yeah, AJ doesn't need a title. Dom is a future WrestleMania main eventer. That dude is he has it right now. And then we transition into our main event with another future WrestleMania main eventer. So Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. So they're coming out to the ring, the Bronson and Bronsons. They're coming out to the ring with Paul Heyman. And Roman, out of nowhere, blasts Braun Breaker, pushes him into the security cases, and then Superman punches Bronson Reed to write Bronson Reed out of the match. So he wouldn't be part of this match. He gets kicked out of the arena by security. Roman is. And then Adam Pearce looks over at Braun, who's selling the injury now that Roman caused. He said, "You have a match. Get out there." As soon as he starts yelling at him, LA Knight comes and starts beating down Bronson Reed, and they start fighting all the way into the arena. They fight for 5 minutes, and through the entire commercial break of LA Knight just beating down Bronson Reed before they get into the ring and starting this match, because it was at the end of the commercial break with a bell rang.
Braun Breaker.
I said Bronson Reed. Okay, Braun Breaker. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. I gotta start calling them by their real names. Sean Ricker and Bronson Rechsteiner.
Stop it.
Sorry. This is too much. This is why Vince McMahon had a thing where no one could have the same names in his company. you had you have Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed.
Bronson Breaker.
I mean, Bronson is his real name, but you have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in the same group. Like, you can understand how I can make that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker and LA Knight. This was a fun match. I mean, LA Knight, we talk about how his matches come off as, formulaic and whatever. Majority of this match was LA Knight beating down Braun Breaker and looking very good going into his match at Clash in Paris. Towards the end, Seth Rollins comes, distracts LA Knight. Bronson Reed hits. Oh, I did it again. Braun Breaker hits his giant spear to get the win, and the two of them beat down LA Knight. CM Punk eventually makes his way to the ring to help fight. Oh no, it's Jey Uso first. Jey Uso eventually makes his way up to the ring to help fight off Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
They get beat down by the two heels. CM Punk comes in, and eventually the baby faces stand tall. While Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, the hothead, are watching what's happening in the ring, LA Knight gets up and pulls CM Punk, and he starts arguing with him about what happened again last week, because we didn't talk about we didn't talk about their interviews, LA Knight and CM Punk interviews from earlier in the show.
All that happened was LA Knight was saying, did CM Punk accidentally hit me through a table, or did he purposely do it? And then CM Punk later on is like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Summary. That's basically it.
LA Knight's like, maybe he didn't do it, but you know what? When he saw me through the table, he just gave me a shrug. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And then Punk's like, he's an idiot.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, they're in the ring. They're arguing about it. Jey Uso acts like he's gonna break it up, and then basically at that moment you see. Well, before that, I was just gonna say Braun Breaker's about to run back into the ring. Seth is like, hold on.
They're doing it for us.
They're doing it for us. Watch, and then they literally start fighting. LA Knight and CM Punk start fighting, and then right when LA Knight is down from a kick from Jey Uso, because he accidentally missed.
He accidentally kicked. Yeah, no, I think he purposely.
He meant to hit LA Knight, but it was CM Punk
after a CM Punk reversal.
Yeah. And then he thinks about it for a quick second. You could see the the thought bubble, and then he kicks CM Punk in the face. He super kicks
CM Punk, which is again, listen what Roman says. You need to stand tall. You need to make this your ring and your yard. And this was obviously WrestleMania was the crowning moment for Jey Uso winning the championship, but he in my opinion, took a big step in his character development last night.
Yeah.
And getting to, I really am. Because going into this match, Jey Uso was a world champion. LA Knight obviously has never been a world champion. But Jey Uso and LA Knight to me are kind of similar in characters. They're these guys who have a catchphrase. Fans love them. They cheer for them. They're not great wrestlers in the ring, but they can get the job done. They're kind of very similar. And last night, when he super kicked CM Punk, now you're starting to see a different side of Jey Uso. It's like, yeah, I'm not everybody's friend, bruh. Like, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do what I need to do to win the championship. And I understand I'm starting to understand why my cousin was the way he was for years. And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it the Uso way, the Samoan way. And him standing tall over Punk and LA Knight was interesting. Not a single one of them are going to walk out with that championship on Sunday, but Jey Uso's character elevation last night was intriguing to me, and that comes from me. I don't like Jey Uso's character. This might get me started to go in the other direction.
And then he'll push you right back into the other direction when he continues to do all the things you hate.
As long as he doesn't do a triple yeet.
He's going to keep doing that. I don't know why you think that's going away. It's too hilarious.
It's not. It's really not. Okay, but that was Raw. Raw was a fun show. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Solid B+. doesn't quite hit an A, but it hit everything it needed to hit.
Okay.
I was never unentertained, except for Kofi Penta, but whatever. That's fine.
That's true. That was the lull.
Yeah. So NXT preview for tonight.
Stop it.
I have not even watched Heatwave, so the only thing I know is JC Jane lost the TNA Championship to formerly known as Dana Brooke. She didn't lose the NXT Championship. I'm sorry. She lost the TNA Knockouts Championship to Dana Brooke. She's still the NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah.
That wrong.
Do we have a preview for Friday?
I don't think they're going to have a SmackDown preview already.
I don't know. Just wondering.
8/29/25. Just like ones that other people make up. Oh, we have Sammy and Solo this weekend on Friday for the United States Championship.
That'll be a good match.
No, we do have the Women's Tag Team Championship match between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and Secret Hervis.
They're not losing this match. They're not losing those titles.
Oh, and we have Melo and Miz versus the Street Profits for the #1 contendership for the Tag Team Championships. That's what's been announced for Friday.
I think Melo and Miz might pull that out.
Yes. I think the story is the Wyatts are going to rekindle this feud with the Miz for some reason. Because he's disrespecting Carmelo. Family. Tag teams. Yes.
I thought they'll just move on so that the blow up between the two is bigger. And then plus, I would like to see the Street Profits just break up at this point.
We talked about this last week. These are two guys who can elevate themselves in singles competition if they do break up.
I just want to say, last week, you mean yesterday? Because that's when we recorded.
Was that yesterday?
It was yesterday.
No, it was 2 days ago. Sunday.
No, what's today? Oh, it's not.
Today's
yeah,
Tuesday.
Yeah, you're right. Either way, 2 days ago. Last week is 2 days ago.
Whatever. I just don't want Angelo Dawkins to get fired and go to TNA and become part of the AJ Francis Top Flight, whatever group he has.
I hate it. You put it into the universe. That's the problem. But yeah, that was Raw. I think it was pretty good. It was pretty solid for me. To your point, I was entertained throughout the entire night. There wasn't too many moments where I was like dragging or whatever. For me, it was the vignettes of Rusev and Sheamus, and the Penta match. Not for me, and the Penta match. Those are the 3 moments where I was just like, get it over with.
The vignettes were fine,
if you say so.
Just it needs to get us to Sunday and just get us through that feud. That's it.
Okay. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. As always, leave your comments, like, comment, subscribe. You can follow us on Spotify, TikTok, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.